Last Monday, I queued for 12 hours and got up at 5 a.m. to see a silly green bolero man rap in Finnish. What time is it, Jay?
14 past 12.
It's 3:40.
It's now 5 p.m, 3 more hours. We will be, fingers crossed, at the barrier. If we're not, I will myself. Well, no, I can't say that. That's going to get me demonetized. Jay, I think this was worth it.
Oh yeah.
Second row. Happy birthday, Jay. Aww. Let me tell you now, I regret nothing. I would do it again. I probably will do it again. Do I sound insane? Probably. Am I leaning into it? You bet I am. And by the way, my nails look really nice as well, seriously. This begs the question, how did we end up in a situation where Finnish rappers are selling out 3,000 capacity venues in London at the end of a European tour? They had to change the venue twice. So many people wanted to go to this thing. And as you just saw, it was one of the craziest gigs I have ever been to in my life. We're going to need to look back a few years to see how far Finland has truly come in Eurovision. But before we do that, and sorry, I have to do this, you need to like the video, you need to subscribe to the channel. It's just the rules, you have to do it, sorry. Okay, now the self-promotion is out of the way, let's get on with the video. Now, even though Finland has never had the best of success in Eurovision, 2006 being the obvious exception, there have been some really beloved entries in recent times. You know, I remember Soft Engine in 2014, which is one of my friend Sean's at ESC United's favourite Eurovision entry of all time. Najak Blundar from 2012, which is hilariously still the last time there was an entry in Swedish in Eurovision. Sweden really needs to fix that, but we're going to come back to that in a couple of weeks, so make sure you don't miss that too. This is completely unrelated to the video, but I just want to say I think it's hilarious that in 2006, religious groups were literally protesting Lordi participating in Eurovision. This was in spite of the fact that their second ever song is literally called Devil is a Loser. Personally, I think that would be a hint in the other direction, but you do you, Catholic Church. You do you. Anyway, point is, there are some really beloved entries from Finland in Eurovision. The problem is, from 2015, things got real bad, real fast. We gotta be honest, Finland lost their way after 2015. They had a triple non-qualification for the first time in their history in PKN in 2015. Then you followed it up in 2016 with Sanja and 2017 with Blackbird by Norma John, which was definitely robbed. But at the same time, they got unsure of themselves. They lost their way and they started chopping and changing with the format of UMK. Suddenly, semi-finals disappeared, and then the next year, the competition element disappeared altogether. In 2018, they pre-chose an artist and stuck 3 songs in front of the public. Now, despite all the money they threw at Sara Aalto in 2018, and it was a lot, like as in became a scandal in the Finnish newspapers a lot, they still couldn't deliver a good result. She scraped into the final, finished in 25th, and to be honest, given the amount of money they spent and the amount of hype that had come around her selection, this was a disaster. And yet, somehow, in 2019, Finland found a way to make things even worse. So, Finland, battered and bruised, in 2019, decides to bring a big star out of storage. They reanimate the twitching, damp corpse of Darude, who had not had a single hit outside of Finland since Sandstorm. That was 19 years earlier. Then they paired him with a middle-aged man in a leather jacket who yelled tunelessly into a microphone while Darude jumped around a set of decks on stage. And unsurprisingly, it came last. Dead last, where it deserved to be. I gotta be honest, I'm not usually this harsh, but seriously, I think this song is one of the worst Eurovision songs of all time. Like, it has no redeeming features, and it manages to do that amazing thing that some songs do, where it's so generic that it doesn't just make you feel indifferent, it makes you feel actively angry. Like, when I listen to this, it annoys me how unoriginal it is. It's not just like a mid-grey song, it's actively awful. So picture the scene. It's 2020. UMK is at her lowest. Fat, nasty, broke. But then she came on this mad as hell, and she changed everything. Erica changed everything. I'm serious, and let me explain why. Before UMK, Erica Wickman was known in Finland as a tango singer, like as in the dance. She was well known for that before UMK, and she was an established artist. Cicciolina was a total reinvention of Erika Vikman's public image, and she chose to use UMK as her platform to do that. And did she win? No. But the thing is, even without winning, Erika Vikman followed up UMK with 4 top 10 singles and a #1 album. Here's the thing you need to understand about UMK. There was some seriously bad perceptions of it in the Finnish music industry at this time. It was seen as a risk. It was seen as bad news if you went and did badly as an artist who had something to lose. Therefore, big artists just weren't interested. They didn't bother going. Erika Vikman changed all of that overnight because not only did she go to UMK and succeed, she showed that you could do it without having to win the show. But by the way, I need to quickly talk about, if you were a Euro fan in 2020 and you remember when we lost Bulletproof by Dotter and Cicciolina about an hour apart, that was like the end of the world. The timeline was literally the apocalypse. I don't think I'm ever going to forget that day. Didn't help that I was extremely drunk at the time, so I was very emotional, perhaps a little bit too emotional for watching Eurovision national finals. All of a sudden, after all this time, artists in Finland saw the potential that UMK had. They saw that with the right song, you could have an absolute massive hit on your hands if you used UMK as the platform to launch it. Even if it was sung in Finnish. Hell, especially if it was sung in Finnish. I gotta say, massive credit to the producers who overhauled the format massively. We talked about the chopping and changing before. What they found is, in my opinion, now the gold standard. If you watched my last video, you'll know how much I love UMK. Now, it's just 7 songs. 7 songs means no oversaturation, plenty of exposure for every artist. The amount of social media and promotion that UMK gives to each artist, releasing 1 song a day, long before the competition so they have time to mature and be hits in their own right before the show. What happened next won't surprise you. 2021 saw Finland's best result since they won in 2006 with Blind Channel. And then 2022, I mean, that field was insanely stacked. I still listen to every single song from UMK 2022. That's how good it was. By the way, just gotta say, justice for Bess, she was robbed. And then we come to 2023. All of you know at least part of this story if you're here. But I think we just need to go over this again to talk about just how incredible it has been. Now, obviously, UMK has been getting better for years. Like I said, it's been a strong field in 2022. It was a strong field in 2021, but 2023 was another level. Every single one of those songs would have made it to the final at Eurovision. Literally every single one. The diversity of this show was incredible. Like, the amount of ground that was covered by these 7 songs is more than a lot of national finals cover with like 30, looking at you, Melodifestivalen. Like I said in my last video, UMK is the gold standard now. And given how far they've come in such a short period of time, this makes it even more incredible that they've managed to do this. The transformation has been incredible. So it's time we talk about the result of that show, which was a rap slash pop slash hyper pop slash whatever song sung in Finnish, scoring 380 points almost in the televote at Eurovision. 380! Like, with 37 countries, that is barely conceivable. It is the highest per country number of points scored ever in Eurovision, with the obvious exception of Ukraine in 2022. Like, for real, I cannot stress enough how insane an achievement this was. And the great thing was that this was followed up by the kind of success that a Finnish language artist could literally only ever dream of. Cha 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 now has 3 times as many streams as any other song sung in Finnish ever in history. And what followed? A sold-out European tour and the pinnacle of pop stardom in Finland. Like, seriously, Cha 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 stayed in the top 10 in Finland until September. It didn't leave the top 5 until August. Before UMK, nobody in Finland knew who Käärijä was. Afterwards, suddenly he's a national and international star on a level that basically no one else in Finland could compete with. That is insane to me. Finnish people thought it was impossible for a song in Finnish to do that well in Eurovision. And while that impression has not gone completely, this year has taken a hammer blow to it in a massive way. And we should remember as well, he wasn't the only one who saw the benefits of UMK this year. Kumar, with their song Ylivoimainen, came 5th. They still had a #1 single, #1 on the radio play charts for 12 weeks in Finland. Portion Boys, who came 2nd, top 5 hit as well. The thing I find remarkable about these songs is the ones that performed best after the national final were all in Finnish. The English songs disappeared. The Finnish ones were the ones that got success. Like I said in the last video, this kind of success rate for native language songs is absolute gold dust. For artists, it's gold dust for record labels, it's gold dust for the broadcaster. Everybody wins in this situation, and it creates this brilliant positive feedback loop where more and more artists are going to want to get involved. Like, seriously, who isn't going to want to jump on the bandwagon when you're essentially guaranteed success if you send something that's of high quality? It is such a good position to be in, and I'm expecting we're going to see some big names from Finnish music coming into UMK next year and the year after. Now, the thing we have to remember, in the context of Eurovision, the biggest factor in any artist's desire to participate or not is whether they're going to have success out of it. What effect is it going to have on their careers? Now, in different countries, there's different answers to that. In some countries, at the moment, there's a real perception that Eurovision is terrible for your career and that if you do badly, you're a failure and you'll disappear. I'm looking at you, Ireland. We are all ashamed of you. And the fact of the matter is this: if you can come 5th in UMK and still have a #1 hit single, obviously you're going to do it. Like, that is an amazing opportunity. So the sum result of all of this is that right now, I'm going to say it, Finland is the favorite to win Eurovision 2024. I don't care that we haven't heard a single song, we haven't seen a single national final. Right now, Finland is the country that has all the building blocks in place, that has everything going exactly the way we want it to. And because of that, I don't even think that this is a particularly controversial opinion. It's incredible the way that the perception, both nationally and internationally, has totally turned on its head. The Finnish public has bought into UMK in a way we have never seen before. The budget is going to be there to deliver an amazing stage show, and I know there's going to be an amazing set of songs. We should not be surprised at all if we end up in Helsinki or Tampere in 2025. I'm not going to name one single city because I don't want to do a netta and accidentally curse somewhere. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to UMK in February 2024. I can't wait. And hopefully we'll make some great videos out there. There's going to be a lot more coming in the meantime though, so make sure you subscribe now because you are not going to want to miss anything. I am so excited about what we have coming in the pipeline in the next couple of months. And so that's that. And could I be proved wrong? Sure. Will I look like a complete idiot? Probably, and it won't be the first time. I regularly embarrass myself. But seriously, I have not been this confident about a country in a long time. Apart from Sweden, but if you want to hear about that, you're going to have to come back in 2 weeks. So until then, see you around.